Say alright, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. We sit down as apostles and elders, agree with and the will of teachers of apostles and shoot. And we see salutations, so the Akim, the pushing wood on to say, Dean and the out. Constantly season on season, we say Shalom. Once again, going into a video here, and this is just basically a picture that I saw yesterday, right? That somebody shared. It said, Trini people be like, not me, and Chinese food again. Oh God, us. You understand? Chinese people real nasty, right? They say go back to China. This is how Trinidadians there's be when they hear basically Chinese eating all kind of meat, like dogs, cats, and many other things that they eat. That the Trinidadian people, that Jakes on the island here, that they they would scorn that, they would dislike that, they hate that, they hate that dog thing, and then as the bottom of the picture say, it say bring thing now man, meaning that they will eat a manikou, which Americans would call a possum. They will eat a armadillo, which in Trinidad here we just call a tattoo. You go on there's eat alligator, there's eat caiman, which is a type of reptile. Tata, which is the shellfish here you seen on the screen, and guti, right? Guti and lap, which you seen is a rodent. And this is the things Trinidadians is called wild meat, and they eat that heavily. When you ask somebody in Trinidad here, what they love, they say wild meat. I love wild meat, and that is the kind of meat that is called wild meat. The things that the Lord said not to eat. Now they will look down upon, they would hate what the Chinese doing, but they basically doing the same thing as well. You understand? These are the things that the Lord tell you not to eat, to stay away from. Right? It's not to pick and choose, especially in churches. Christianity, especially here, they just have like cookouts. They just have like for the feasts and so forth, and they just cook wild meat. They just tell you the Christianity is still is not what does go in, is what has come out, and they don't even understand what I mean. So to continue, let's bring forward the scripture. This is 1 John chapter 5. I read from verse 1. It says, whosoever believeth that Yahushua is the Mashiach is born of God, and everyone that loveth him that begat loveth him also that is begotten of him. Right? It say, but this we know, that we love the children of God when we love God and keep his commandments. So we're supposed to do what? So if we love God, we keep his commandments. Right? So, and again, we have to do what? We have to follow his commandments and so forth. We have to follow the laws, his statutes, commandments, the things that are written inside of here. All the things. So if the Lord tell you not to do this, it's not to do it. And if the Lord tell you to not to eat this, it's not to eat it. Not to pick and choose what they can eat. Because again, the culture of Trinidadians is this. The things that they see at the bottom, the wild meat, the gator, the iguana, the armadillo, the possum, the lap, the big rodent. They even eating capybara, which when you go and look up, capybara is the biggest rodent in the world. No, they wouldn't eat dog, and there's the thing. If a pastor telling you it's not what goes in, it's what does come out, right? So then your pastor would eat a dog, your pastor would eat a cat, your pastor would eat a snake. You understand? But he would tell you, no, I can't eat those stuff, and that's why, where, how. Why you picking and choosing where it's supposed to eat and so forth? And that is what they do with all of the scriptures. They pick and choose. They pick and choose, and they try to use it. Again, they use it to if they just do if they do this, they use it to the benefit. Right? So it say verse 3. It say, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So we keep his commandments, right? It say, for this is the love of God, right? That we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So we have to keep his commandments. Now, when you look up the word grievous, right? So when you look up the word commandments, right? It say a divine rule, right? A divine rule. It say so it's a divine rule. So the Lord, so we have to do what? We have to keep his commandments, the things that were said inside of here and so forth, right? So the word also can up as grievous. When you look up the word grievous, right? So when you look at the word grievous, it means what? It's a very severe or serious, right? Right? So you see what? It's a of something bad, very severe or serious, right? So that word grievous is, so it say, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So meaning is not, no pain to keep his commandments. It's not something severe, is basically keeping his commandments is something good. You understand? It's something good, it's not something bad. When I look up in Google, they say grievous of something bad. So when I say his commandments are not grievous, is not something bad. His commandments is something good. So we should keep his commandments if we say we love him. You understand? Not pick and choose. And especially, this is, you see, the fact of eating and what you can eat, that's a big topic. Because these people love the pork. You understand? No matter how much time they tell them you're not supposed to eat pork, they tell you that's the sweetest meat. It's the cheapest meat. I could go in the markets and the supermarkets and buy pork because it's the cheapest meat. There's a reason why it's the cheapest meat. It's not good for you, and the wicked know that you're not supposed to be eating it. You understand? But they still give it. They still make it cheap. But when it comes to the commandments of the Lord, they say if you love the Lord, they keep his commandments. And those things we're supposed to keep. We're supposed to follow his law. No, not everything we're supposed to keep perfect, but the things that we could keep, we keep. And you don't need to eat no iguana. You don't need to eat no armadillo. You don't need to eat no manicu, no alligator, no rodent. And then when you see the heathens eating dog and so forth, you're vexed. Basically, you doing the same thing. You basically doing the same thing. And that's been a constant talk even in the island here. That where some people are telling them, yeah, you're eating a rat, right? Which is the capybara, the agouti, the possum. You're basically eating a rodent, and you're coming down on other people for eating dog. When it's basically the same thing. It's the same thing. You're not supposed to be eating. Right? Not supposed to. You can't pick and choose, and that's the thing. Again, that is what going on with Christianity and so forth. They pick and choose what it is they want to tell you, what it is they want you to follow, and so forth. They will tell you it's not what goes in, is what has come out. But would they go and eat a human? That's something you should ask your pastor. Well, if you're saying that, so then I could go and eat a human, then I could be a cannibal. So that's a show it just doesn't even make sense when they're saying it. Right? I jump to our next scripture here. This is John chapter 14 verse 15. Right? They say, if ye love me, keep my commandments. So if you love the Lord, you should keep his commandments. You understand? Keep the things that he said. You know, that the Lord say he give you straight commandments to follow. Straight, you can't bend it. It's just straight to the point. What it is you should do, and what it is that you shouldn't do. And the Lord tell you not to eat these things. But you know how Christianity is, the bend and the twist. Now let's go to Let's go to the book of Leviticus, right? This is the book of Leviticus chapter 11, and it say, and the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parted the hoof, and is cloven footed, and chewed the cud among the beasts that shall ye eat. Now when I go to the pig do some of this. But people eating the pig though. There are excuses to eat the pig. Right? Even when you go into the book of Maccabees, they tell you about the mother and the 7 children that didn't want to eat the pork. Then they were killed for it. It is to show that they rather obey the Lord than obey man. But plenty people out there, they will be man than the Lord. Because why? The man does supply them with lies to feed off the things that they want to do. Right? It said, nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. So the camel is unclean. So they give an example of the camel would have he chewed the cud, but he divided. He said, but divided not the hoof. So and if his hoof is not divided, he chewed the cud. Yes, he do one part, but the next part he didn't do. So he's unclean. You understand? He's unclean. It say and the kuni, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof. He's unclean unto you. Right? I'm gonna look up. So the kuni will be a hyrax. So it's basically like a rodent. You understand? When you go and look it up, it's like a rodent. Right? It say what? It say and the hair because he chewed the cud but divided not the hoof. So which is why you're going to like a rabbit. Right? And there is a next thing too, that they eat heavily on the island here, rabbit. The stew the rabbit, the curry the rabbit, do a kind of thing with the rabbit. These are things that you're not supposed to eat, but they eat it. But the scripture say, scripture say what? John 14 verse 15, it says, if ye love me, keep my commandments. And this is the Lord telling you to keep. This is the things the Lord telling you, what it is to keep, and what it is to not, what it is to do, and what it is not to do. What it is to eat, and what it is not to eat. Right? It say, and the swine, it say, but he is unclean unto you. It say, verse 7, it say, and the swine, though he divided the hoof, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean unto you. So swine is your pork. He's unclean. While pig, while hog, whatever it is unclean unto you. Right? They say, or their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean unto you. It said, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever had fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, then shall ye eat. So whatever have fins and scales we eat. So you basically want to eat fish that have fins and scales, and it has so much of varieties of fish that you can eat from. But even me, even when I go, like if I tell somebody, hey, what fish did you cook? And they'll tell you, well, they cook catfish. Right? You say, no, I do eat that. Why do you eat it? Because you don't have fin and scale. They'll tell you, so where does it? It have a million other things you can eat. But they always find an excuse for the one that they want. Just to show you that these people don't have no love for the Lord. There's a love for pleasures. Right? It say, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever had fins and scales, and the waters in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. So it's them stuff that don't have no fins and no scales, are abomination. Like for example, this is shell. You understand? This is shell. You're not supposed to eat that. Now in the island here we call it tater. You understand? We call it tater. No, this here is a particular type of catfish. So one time you know it off, right? Say they shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in an abomination. They say, whatsoever had no fins, no scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. So shrimp is the next thing. You understand? Shrimp. The next thing you're not supposed to eat. But in the island here, they love it. Pepper shrimp, all this other stuff. And shrimp is like a cockroach. You know the cockroach of the sea. Right? Say, and these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, right? Our next thing is the ostrich, the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the eagle, and the stork, the heron, after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat, all fowls that creep going upon all four shall be an abomination unto you. So we're not supposed to eat these things, right? I say, yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet to leap with all upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the boar locust after his kind. So the locust, you can eat that, right? I say, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. Now, even when you go and look up the benefits of the things the Lord tell you to eat, you see what good for you. Because I think when you have blood like certain blood stuff, they tell you eat the locust. You understand? You say, but all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. So the rest could be an abomination. You say, and for these ye shall be unclean, whatsoever touch it. The carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening. Right? So let's go on a little bit again. Verse 27, and say, whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that goeth on all four, those are unclean unto you. So this unclean. But it are many other things that do that are unclean that Jake eat on the island here. Right? And say, and those are unclean unto you. Whosoever toucheth the carcass shall be unclean until the evening. And he that bear the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. They are unclean to you. Right? So it's just straight to the thing. And so going on the whole scripture, going on this whole Leviticus here, it's telling about things not to eat. You know, the lizard. What is this? It's considered our big reptile. Look at the lizard here. The iguana is what? The iguana is a lizard. That things that you're not supposed to eat. Right? Let's say even the tortoise, the turtles and so forth, and that's what we eat those stuff. Snails. You know, there's a next thing on the island here that people love to eat. There's curry that. You know? There's curry the snails. I think that they're not supposed to eat that Jake love to eat. But when it comes to other stuff, you know, they dislike it. But if you love the Lord, you will keep you will keep his commandments. So yeah, so don't pick and choose. You know? Don't pick and choose what it is you want to eat. At the end of the day, the Lord tell you straight as it is what to eat and what not to eat. You understand? So hey, with that we give all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Mekakodash. We see the ones apostles and elders agreements and every well teachers or apostles in the truth. We see all the teachings, so the arguments, the pressure and truth and say the in and the out and the continuation of season we say Shalom.